This is Beyond a Reasonable Doubt with your hosts, Mark Garrigus and Gary Smith.
Well, welcome to a special Sunday morning BARD. Gary, you haven't been out with the kid yet today?
Oh, I've been out. Are you kidding me? I've been out in the backyard. I've been out in the front yard. I haven't been out of the general vicinity of the house, but I've been out.
Okay, good. You're on the North 40 then. I was just lamenting to you before we started taping that while you're dealing with the kid, I'm dealing with the dog. So I guess that's part of the cycle of life. Speaking of dealing with things, there was a video. We'll get right into it. Everybody's talking Depp versus Heard. I think there's some lessons to be learned here. Here's a clip that I thought you might find interesting, Gary.
Sustain the objection as to hearsay.
Okay. What, if any, you were asked if you had, it was suggested that you had not produced this in discovery. Is that true?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Your Honor, she absolutely did that.
It's leading. It is leading question, though. Sustain the objection as to leading.
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Sustain as to leading.
Okay. Objection, Your Honor. This is outside the scope of cross-examination.
It's prior consistent statement.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
It's observations for the 12/17, the same day.
Sustain the objection.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
I can bring
calls for speculation.
It's still leading. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Do you recall? I'm trying.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah, that is tough. There's a couple of things, though, that I would, and my handicap here is not being in a courtroom to see what's happening with the jury. Normally, that is something that lawyers like to do, which is object, and especially if you have a judge who's sustaining. I don't know what the dynamic is in those jurors' mind, but one of the things that trial lawyers do fear, however, is that's Amber Heard's lawyer who was kind of saying, I'm trying. I have seen cases where jurors have identified with the person that they felt was getting unfairly put upon by the opposing counsel and by the judge. So you have to be very careful about that. I will tell you, though, that somebody should have pulled her aside and just said, instead of saying, do you suggest, or it has been suggested that you didn't produce this during discovery, just ask her, did you produce this during discovery? Ask her, did you do the discovery production, or did your lawyers? You can, virtually any question that's sustained as to leading can be reformulated while you're on your feet so that it's not leading. And normally you would be able to kind of remedy or rehabilitate your own witness with some of these things that the Amber's lawyer is suggesting, but it's just a couple of words off, or just a couple of formulations of the sentence off that will get around that. Also, another thing that I would comment on, and I've been there and I've verbally smacked co-counsel who have done it. The smirking at the counsel table that was going on at Johnny Depp's side of the table, that's not a good thing. That doesn't win you any points. Sitting there and smirking or feeling very smug about things that's not a winning strategy. So be careful what you wish for there.
Yeah, and Mark, I'd be interested, to the best of my knowledge, this jury's not sequestered, so they are viewing it both in the courtroom and presumably on the internet like the rest of us. So they're seeing all these supercuts, and, it'd be interesting to, after they get to experience it live in the courtroom, experience the reality of both sides, not edited, not cut up for Instagram, with all the added stuff, and then seeing how it's being portrayed on the internet. It'd be interesting to wonder how that's impacting their view, because it has to be doing something.
Well, it's also, if there's a certain demographic that clearly has become Team Depp. I've been saying this for 5 weeks. But if you watch Saturday Night Live last night, there is another viewpoint of what is going on in this courtroom that is not so much Team Depp as it is kind of mocking what's happening in the courtroom. And normally you want a sequestered jury in any case, and you don't get them that often because especially when I say normally, in these supersized style cases.
Right.
That's normally reserved for criminal cases. Rarely you're going to find that in a civil instance where you're fighting over other people's money. But here, obviously, you don't have it. Does that influence the fact that this jury tilts younger and male? I think it probably does influence towards seeping in, if you will. I know that that's probably a generalization, but one born of experience.
To me, it is obviously I only have the experience of someone my age, and I'm not, on TikTok and some of the stuff that younger people are on, but I can't avoid it. And it's not like I'm trying to consume it. It's everywhere. It's in the podcasts I listen to. It's in the TV, all the internet stuff I watch, Instagram. It's everywhere. I can't get away from it if I want to. Not that I want to. I'm having fun with it, but.
And tilts which way, in your opinion?
Well, you alluded to earlier how SNL has painted, there's Team Depp and then there's people who are mocking it. Those are the two groups, though. I don't see Team Heard. I've yet to find the person that is Team Heard, and frankly, I would hear them out. But in general, you start with a hashtag Team Heard, and I'm starting with my head tilted like this. Okay, okay, I'll listen to you, but.
It's an interesting dynamic that has occurred over the course of this trial, and I suppose in a perverse way that Depp has gotten what he wanted.
I think he has. Did you see our friend Adam on Real Time this past Friday?
Yeah.
I thought he got a great chance to use his "fuck me" money analogy, and it was perfect. And it was marred.
He hesitated. Adam was so good. He didn't see. He called it "f me" as
exactly. That was the only thing that marred it for no pun intended.
Unintended.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, by the way, and for anyone who did not catch that appearance, you should go check it out because when I saw the Instagram photos that he was on panel with Donna Brazile, I groaned audibly, and my wife went, "What?" And I just said, "I don't know." I mean, he said some things over the years, but they were great. They sparred back and forth. It was a good conversation, in my opinion.
There were a lot of people who commented on the fact that. Said exactly that. I got to basically go look at the tape. Hasn't he savaged Donna?
A little bit.
And yeah, but remember, just one more time, it's comedy.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? To her credit, I if Donna knew about that, she didn't hold any grudges. She went out there and she played. She went on TV and she did her commentary. I thought they both did great.
It was a great episode. I stayed up late to watch it.
I will say they misspelled his name on the podcast version, and yes, I'm sure
C-O-R. I love that.
I'm sure we're going to hear about that come Monday's Adam Carolla show, but that's neither here nor there.
I love it. Well, that's a quick little Sunday bite, breakfast or brunch bite. And thank you for joining us. I guess BARD could be brunch at reasonable doubt this morning.
Yeah, there you go. And we will come back with more BARD later this week. We're going to have a slight schedule adjustment where we're going to have the big show early this week on Tuesday, and then we'll get a Beyond in on Thursday, and then that'll be it. And we'll have a great week. Mark, thank you for your time on this Sunday morning.
You got it. Thank you, Gary.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. Stay tuned for more bonus episodes coming soon.